Mendenhall. 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 The high school I went to was Niles West High School. It is in Skokie, Illinois, which is a north suburb north of here. I went to the University of Illinois for my undergrad, and then I went to Illinois State to play my last year of football in grad school, and then I got my master's from National Louis University. I didn't choose them, they chose me, so I'm gonna go whoever wants me. Do I have any kids? No, I do not have kids. I just got engaged last week. So, any other questions? What made me want to play football? Be honest with you, I was a basketball player. I love basketball. But I had this revelation that I was only 5'11", and I was going into my sophomore year. And I'm like, you know what? And I wasn't the best player on my basketball team. I had one guy who went to the University of Southern California to play. I had another guy that went professionally overseas to play. And I realized that I wasn't good at it. So I had to go to a sport that I was good at. So I had realization. And sometimes, a lot of times, we want to do these things, but maybe that's not our gift and not our talent. So I just had a realization that I wasn't the best basketball player, that I was a better football player than a basketball player.
How hard was it to be a student athlete?
How hard was it to be a student athlete? It is very hard to be a student athlete, but also it is very rewarding because it teaches you discipline and hard work. So it teaches you organization because you only have so many hours to do what you need to do. So to be a student athlete is really a blessing in disguise, because once you get into the real world, or when sports isn't there for you or it's over, you have that discipline to organize your time. You have that discipline to get things done because you're just so used to it. So it's not easy, but it's possible if you work hard at it.
Did you have minimum grades you had to keep to play?
Yes. So in order to go to college and play football and basketball, you have to have over a 2.5 GPA and an 18 on your ACT. So if you don't get an 18 on your ACT and you have lower than a 2.5 GPA, you cannot go to college and play sports. You're done. They're not going to recruit you. So if you have bad grades but you can ball, you're done. They don't care. There's millions of kids that can play ball. Millions of kids around the world who can hoop, who can play football, who can do all these things. So if you don't have the grades, they're just going to the next person. You're not that great. There's always somebody better than you. Yes. What kind of job do I have now? So now I own my own business. So I teach college part-time. I teach leadership development at a university in Chicago, and I teach sociology at South Suburban College. But I go around speaking to young people and mentoring and doing leadership development for youth like your age and other organizations and things like that. Yes, right here.
Hi, thank you for coming today.
No problem.
So you kind of touched on this, but I have several, especially boys in my class that have, dreams of NFL and NBA.
Yeah.
And I tell them, you have to go to college, this is your best bet. Some of them still think that they're going to be, and they always tell me, so-and-so ain't good about so-and-so got graduated. Can you just talk a little bit about the likelihood of just getting picked up and drafted at high school versus
Nowadays, that's impossible because you have to go into at least 1 year of college. So that means you have to apply 2 years, 2 years, 3 years in football, and I guess 2 years now in basketball. So you have to go to college. So that means you have to get into college. So that means you have to have grades to get into college. If you don't have grades, then they won't let you in, which will make it impossible, mathematically impossible to go. It was one of the best feelings in the world after all that hard work and that dedication to accomplish your dream was amazing. But when I got there, I realized that yes, I made it, but it's not everything. So when I made it there, I thought my problems would go away. I thought everything would just be roses, and that wasn't necessarily the case. So I accomplished this thing, and it was like, yeah, I'm here, but I don't know how long I'm gonna be here. And unfortunately for me, by the time I was 24, I was done playing football. But the average career is 3 years, so by the time you're 24, 25, that's the average. And you're done, so you gotta think about what you're gonna do in your life and what you like besides football. And a lot of times sports end, no matter how old you are, and you're gonna have to do something with your life besides the sport that you play. Say that. Okay, I will.
So, to make it to the NFL, anyone in a family to make it to an NFL is pretty remarkable.
Yes.
But you come from a family with multiple NFL players.
Yes.
So I'm just kind of curious because you said you didn't have a father growing up.
Mm-hmm.
What was your home life like, and who helped you get to the point for you and your brother to the NFL?
So my dad was in my life when I was a little kid, and then it was on and off again. So it would be large gaps in my life. And even when he was in there, he was kind of not in because of some of the things that he had to deal with. So I really didn't have that loving relationship that a kid would want with his father. But my life, I guess my home life was like my mom did the best that she could. She worked hard, she had a good job, she tried to provide for us the best that she can, and sometimes that came up short. But in spite of those things, she put us around in positive environments. So when I was younger, she, instead of living on the south side, she moved us to the suburbs, which was a blessing. Because of my special needs, she wanted me to get a better education, so she made that sacrifice. But with that sacrifice that she made, it put a lot on me because now I'm babysitting my sister, who was 2 or 3 at the time, which is right here. And it was my brother who was 7, 8 at the time, and I'm babysitting them at 9 years old and making sure they go to bed and things like that. As we got older, it was challenging. My mom did the best that she could, but she couldn't do everything. And she tried to put us in the best environments to be successful, whether it was at the church or whether it was putting us in some activities, exposing us to different things. So I would say she did the best that she could, and I was appreciative of the sacrifices that she made for me. Yes. So that is a big thing. A lot of times we have this pride thing that we don't want to ask for help or that we got this and things like that. And I had to deal with that myself. And what I had to do was maybe I didn't ask questions in front of everybody because I was afraid of the ridicule, but I made sure before that day was out that I spoke to the people that I needed to spoke to get my needs addressed. And a lot of times, there's no such thing as a stupid question, and a lot of times, the questions that you have, other people have, but they're just too afraid to ask them. And sometimes you're just gonna have to take the get made fun of. It's not the end of the world. People gonna make fun of you for the rest of your life. I still get made fun of. So you're gonna have to overcome that fear of approval from other people. Because approval from your peers, that's why a lot of people get in trouble. Because they're trying to fit in. And that's one thing I noticed and what I had to do. When I was in 8th grade, I tried to fit in. And I had to make decisions like, you know what, I'm not going to do this. I gotta make decisions. I gotta be the best person I can be. Y'all can do this crazy stuff if you want to. You can join gangs, you can smoke, you can do drugs, you can sell drugs. But I'm going to do something different because I want better for my life. And I was called everything, the lame, this, that, and the other. But I took it, and I'm better for it. Yes.
What year and what team was on?
I hear you.
What year and what team was on?
What years I was on, so I only played in the NFL. What?
What year and what team he was on?
When I went to the NFL, so when I won this ring, this was in college. So I played in the Rose Bowl, which is one of the best prestigious bowls in college football. And we played the University of Southern California in 2008. Yes. Yeah, afterwards, I'll let you see it. I'll let you see it afterwards. I can't hear you. You walk around with it. Walk around with it? I don't want to walk around with it. I'll let you see it. Yes, you got a question?
Guys, listen up.
Yes.
So you said if you special ed or not special ed, that would become something.
If you work hard, if you gotta work hard, you gotta stay consistent. I know a lot of times, and this is me, and it's still me to this day, that, you know, what takes people 5 minutes to understand, it takes me 15, 20 minutes. I ain't gonna lie to you, it takes me 15, 20 minutes. I gotta read stuff over again a couple times. 3 times, sometimes 4 times, depending on how hard it is. But the thing is, I put the work in. That's the thing, you gotta put the work in. And if you don't put the work in, you're not gonna get what